So I am going to keep this one, change the sign, and flip this one. Everyone with me? Now what? Multiply across the top, you get 8. Across the bottom, you get
27.
Negative 27. Good. You can put the negative with the top. You can put the negative out front. Your answer needs to be negative. What are your questions? Okay. Number 2 is also one you guys might struggle with for 2 reasons. Because the division's written a little differently and because there are fractions. So I'm going to rewrite it like this. 14 divided by 2/3. Okay? Now, I'm actually going to put it over 1 just to help me out for a second. Now what? Flip the second one. Keep, change, flip. And then here's one where you can simplify as you go, right? 14 and 2 simplify to 7 and 1. Multiply across the top, you get 21. Multiply across the bottom, you get 1. We don't need the 1. We're good. Questions? All right. Number 3. Again, more fractions. Fractions are not so hot for a few of you. So let's take some time to review. We can simplify as we go here, right? Because it's multiplication, subtraction, and then multiplication. So you can simplify the 2 multiplies first, and then we'll do the subtraction at the very end. So this is going to turn into a 1 and a 3, right? Over here we can make the 5 and the 10 a 1 and a 2. And then the 3 and the 18, what? 1 and 6. Okay. So the first fraction we have negative 4 over 9 because I just multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom. The next one we have 2 over 6. Well, 2 over 6 is just 1 over 3, right? All right. Now, can I subtract these?
Yes.
How? Yeah, you have to get common denominators. So what can 9 and 3 both go into? There's a smaller one. 9, right. So I'm going to keep the first one the same. And then this one I'm going to multiply by 3 over 3. All right, what is negative 4 minus 3? Negative 7 over common denominator stays the same, and you cannot simplify. Questions so far? All right, I'm going to go a little out of order just because of what's on the board. Makes it a little easier. So now I'm up at number 7. So this is 6x minus negative 6x minus 3x. Well, I'm going to change this to one big plus sign. Everyone agree?
Yes.
All right, and then they're all x's, right? They're all like terms. So we can go from left to right. What is 6x plus 6x? 12x minus 3x? 9x. Good. All right, number 8, I'm going to make this one a fraction. Oh, anything that's jumping out at you? The 6 and the 3. So a 2 and a 1. That's all. What is 2 times negative 4 times 2? Negative 16. What's 5 times 1 times 1? 5. That does not simplify, so that's my answer. Questions on that one? All right, let's sum up what we did. So I distributed 2/3 to the first set of parentheses. So I just multiplied the numerators, right? 2 times the 18 gave me the 36. 2 times the 12 gave me the 24. Kept the denominator the same over 3 because it was like over 1, right? Then I distributed the 1/5. It was negative, so these are both negative now. 25a squared on top, 5 on the bottom, 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom. Simplified, combine like terms. Questions? All right, jump down to number 4. Any thoughts? Yes.
I did I took 8. Well, I distributed the negative 1/4.
Yes, I'm glad you said the negative 1/4. Good. So I have the 1/4 in the front. And then what'd you get?
I crossed off the 8 and the 4.
Okay.
I got 2.
Okay, so I don't want to cross this out because I still have to distribute it to the 1. But you can see that the 4 and the 8 are going to simplify, right, to just 2?
Yep.
So did you just put minus
Negative
2t?
Put negative 2.
Okay, like that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And then I did the negative 1/4 to the 1.
Okay, so like that? All right. What are the like terms? 1/4, 1/4. What is 1/4 minus 1/4? 0. So your answer here is just negative 2t. Very good. Ooh, number 5, we got some order of operations happening. I'm going to keep that negative out front. I'm going to work inside the first set of brackets. What is 16 plus negative 3? 13, good. The signs are different, so you subtract the numbers. Keep the sign of the larger one. So I had more positives than I did negatives, so 13. Now, in the back, you have another set of brackets. Negative 7 plus negative 6. What is that? Negative 13. Okay, so that negative out front is like multiplication, right? This guy, it's like multiplying by a negative 1. So I would need to do that before I add. Just order of operations, multiplication and division happens before addition and subtraction. So this would be negative 13 plus negative 13. Signs are the same. Add the numbers, keep the sign. What do you get? Negative 26. Good. Any questions? Remember, if you are getting these wrong, fix them. All right? We are spending the first half of this week getting everybody on the same page. And the reason we're spending so long is because fractions and properties and order of operations are not clear to everyone yet. All right? Number 6, what am I going to do? Distribute the negative. It's like multiplying through by a negative 1. Good. So I have 5y minus 3 minus 2y minus 12. Okay. What are my like terms? The y's. Good. What's 5y minus 2y? 3y. Good. And what is negative 3 minus 12? Negative 15. Good. All right, jump up to number 10. It's like it's distributing from the back. So what do you get? Anyone? Sure?
Negative 5a
Okay.
minus 10x
Okay.
plus 15c.
Anyone agree? Sounds good. Number 11. What did you guys get? Negative 63. Good. Signs are the same. Add the numbers, keep the signs. Number 12. What did you guys get? Negative 13. Good. The signs are different, so you subtract the numbers, keep the sign of the larger one, or just remember you're taking away more than you have. And what did you get for 13? What? 48. All right. Signs are What?
I got 52.
That's what I got for
I got
it.
48.
All right, we got to subtract. So you got to borrow. Shh, we'll figure it out. So the 8 becomes a 7. The 5 becomes a 15. 15 minus 7 is 8. 7 minus 3 is 4. Yep, that's right. The minus negative
Plus.
becomes a plus. So what's negative 3 plus 15? X. Yeah, it's just 12x. And then can you do anything with the minus 11x squared? They're not like terms, so you can't really do anything. So you're good. All right, next one, we have to rewrite this. The z's are out. There's a 5 instead. So negative 5 plus, what's a negative 3? I'll write it out, but what is it going to be? Good. And then plus 7. So this is negative 5 plus, and then in parentheses, what do you get? 10? Because it's a positive? Okay. All right, so what's the answer? 5. Yes, signs are different, so you subtract the numbers, keep the sign of the larger number. All right, next one. The 4 goes in for the y, then a minus, absolute value negative 3, plus absolute value of negative 5. All right, so I have 4 minus, what's the absolute value of negative 3? 3 plus, what's the absolute value of negative 5? 5. And then just go left to right. What's 4 minus 3? 1 plus 5? 6. Good. Questions? Okay, number 16, I need to do what? Improper fractions. So that's going to be what? 23 over 9. Good. Minus. Plus. Good. Do any of these simplify? Okay, so before I do anything crazy, because I don't really feel like multiplying 57 by 9 to make the common denominators. Everybody see that? I'm going to try to combine these and see if they clean up a little nicer. You can do that.
Wow.
I am not kidding you.
So you multiply them.
I don't multiply them. They are common denominators with a plus sign in the middle. So I add those. I don't know if this is going to work out. I'm just giving it a shot. What is 23 plus 76? 99. Awesome.
11.
Because 99 over 9 is 11. Now, could I make this easier? No? See if you agree with my steps here. Do you guys agree with what I just did?
Yes.
So I changed the 99 over 9 to 88 over 8. Do you agree that those are both 11? And now I have common denominators, and I don't have to multiply 57 by 9, and that makes me happy. Now, if you did it the other way, that's fine. You just, got a little extra practice. Now I can go ahead and subtract these. The signs are different. So 31, it's going to be a positive, right, because of the 88. And I need to put it over 8. 31 over 8. What? Yeah, you should. If you do it correctly, you should get the same answer both ways. Yep, of course.
Not bad.
I just don't like I don't dislike big numbers, but if I can avoid them, I'm going to. Especially without a calculator. Questions? All right, let's jump to number 19. I need to clean up my signs. I'm just going to make this a big plus, right? Okay. What'd you guys do next? There's a few different approaches. Yes?
I made it improper fractions.
You made them improper fractions, okay? So that's fine, right? And then the 1/2 W is fine. And then, did you make this, 7 halves? Okay. I'm down. Then what? Yes?
I added -5a and 7
So you want to add those? Can I add them right now?
No.
Do they have common denominators?
No.
No, but you can multiply 5 over 1 by 2 over 2, right?
Yeah.
So -10 over 2a,
Okay, that's what
and then plus the 7 over 2a. And then I'll just deal with the w's in a minute. So that's -3 over 2a. Do I need to now make it a mixed number? No, improper is great. I actually prefer improper. All right, what's 1/2 W minus 1/2 W? 0 W, you don't need to write it at all. That's your answer. All right, how should I start number 20? Yes.
First, distribute the -7.
Distribute the -7?
Then distribute the other side.
Okay, and then that's like a -1. So that'd be positive 12a minus 5.
Yeah. Then I
Combine like terms, so a's go with a's. What's -21a plus 12a? -9a, good. And then what's -42 minus 5? Good. What are your questions? All right, I'm going to stop here, clean it up, and scroll down. Any questions before I get rid of all this? All right, so 21. How am I going to start? Oh, wait. Maybe we should go back to 17? What do you want to do, 21 or 17? I don't care. 21. Okay. Yes, yes. Distribute the -3. Thank you for including the negative. All right, so it looks like that. Then what?
Be 2 if you do 4 and 6.
4 and 6, they're both positives,
I
right?
get that wrong. Yeah.
What should it be?
It should be 11.
Careful.
I mean 10
Yeah.
minus 3x.
Very good. Good. If you put -3x plus 10, that would work as well. All right, let's go down here. We have to distribute these fractions. Yikes. So I'm going to think of each of these as being over 1, right? So what's 6 times 4a? Six times 4a. 24a over 7. Good. What's 6 times 3x? Good. I'm distributing a negative 3/7. So that's going to be minus, what's 3 times 8a? And then what's negative times negative? Positive, and 3 times 6x is 18x over 7. Okay. Now what? Combine like terms. What happens to my a's? What happens to my x's?
Zero.
Okay, so what's my answer? Yeah, you need an answer. Just 0. Don't do this. Watch. That is not 0. Okay? Every year someone sneaks that in. That's something different that we haven't learned yet. All right? 0 is 0. Just write 0. Got it? If you're not fancy when you put a slash through it, you're wrong. Okay? Good. Number 18, ideas. Yes.
You can cross out the 4 and the 2 and the 3 and the 3.
Nope. Why can't you do that?
It's not multiplication.
Yeah, you're in the wrong house. We're adding and subtracting. So you can't simplify as you go. You could if it was on top of like itself, like if this was 2 and this was 4, you could, but you can't cross the addition and subtraction. Yep.
First I did, like I changed 3/5 and 1/4. And 1/4.
Okay, so you just went left to right getting common denominators? So what'd you do in the first 2?
Oh, I got negative 12 over 20 plus 5 over 20.
All right, so just these 2. Common denominator of 20, so you multiply the top one by 4 over 4, you get negative 12 over 20. And the back you multiply by 5 over 5, you get 5 over 20. Good. And then what?
Make that to negative 7 over 20.
Okay, so that comes from right there. Everybody with me? And then you'll still have the minus 2/3.
Then you can cross the 20 and 2 out.
Oh, wrong house. It's like you were right, and then you see like snuck across the street. Nope. Yes. 60 will work. Good. Okay. So what's the 7? What is it? 21, you multiply it by 3. Good. And the back, what do you get? 4?
I said 40.
40. Okay, gotcha. They're both negative, so add them, keep the negative sign. What do you get? Very good. Now, this is one way to do it. You could get like terms right off the bat between 5 and 4 and 3 and make them all 60s right away. I probably actually wouldn't do that. My hope was once I added the first 2, I would get something that would simplify. It didn't work out, so I had to make them 60s anyway, but it's just kind of up to you. If you want to take a gamble and hope it simplifies, or you can go right for the common denominators all across. It's just up to you. Any questions? All right, number 22. What's my constant? 6. A constant does not have a variable. It's the term without a variable. What's the coefficient in my second term? 1/3. What is the coefficient of my third term? Negative 12. Good. What property am I using on 23A? Yes, this is the associative property of addition. You can tell because what's in parentheses changes. So it was the 3 and the 2a. Now it's the 2a and the 7x. All with addition. So associative property of addition. What's B? Identity. All right. Very good. So here's how the rest of this week is going to work. This was kind of our whole class review. Now I'm going to give you a partner review. Tomorrow you're going to be an on your own review. So it's like lots of help. We're all together. You and a partner together. You on your own. Okay? So I'm taking away your support system leading up to the test. Does that make sense? Here it comes.